The proud rose. Once upon a time, in a vast meadow bathed in golden sunlight, there grew a beautiful rosebush. Among its many blossoms, one rose stood out from the rest. She was a stunning crimson red, with perfectly shaped petals and a fragrance so sweet that it seemed to carry melodies on the breeze. She was proud of her beauty, and her pride often spilled over in her words. Every morning, the rose would stretch her petals wide to soak up the sun and declare to the flowers around her, "Oh, look at me! How vibrant my petals are! They shimmer like the crown of a queen. And my fragrance? Sweeter than the finest honey. It's no wonder that bees and butterflies choose me over the rest of you." The daisies, with their cheerful white faces, nodded kindly. The dandelions, often brushed aside as weeds, swayed in agreement, while the tulips, with their elegant simplicity, remained silent but graceful. None of them felt the need to compete with the rose's beauty or respond to her proud remarks. One daisy, small but wise, said gently, "Oh, Rose, you are indeed beautiful. But don't you see? Each of us has our own charm. Together we make this meadow a magical place. The bees visit all of us, and the butterflies dance among our colors." The rose scoffed. "Your charm? Daisies are plain, dandelions are weeds, and tulips bloom for such a short time. I am the true star of this meadow." The other flowers exchanged knowing glances. They understood something the rose did not. Beauty alone was not enough to bring joy or create harmony. They chose to remain kind, hoping the rose would one day learn the same lesson. A new beginning. One bright day, a gardener strolled through the meadow. His eyes were immediately drawn to the proud rose. "What a magnificent flower!" he exclaimed. "This rose deserves a special place in my garden." Carefully, he dug around the rose's roots and lifted her out of the soil. The rose felt a mix of pride and excitement. "Finally," she thought, "a place where I can truly shine without being overshadowed by those ordinary flowers." The gardener planted her in a golden pot and placed her on a pedestal in his grand garden. She was surrounded by ornate fountains, marble statues, and rows of neatly trimmed hedges. Each morning, visitors marveled at her beauty and praised her fragrance. At first, the rose basked in the attention. She admired her reflection in the crystal-clear water of a nearby fountain and listened to the murmurs of admiration. But as the days turned into weeks, a sense of emptiness crept into her heart. The bees and butterflies visited only briefly before moving on to other flowers in the garden. The gardener's attention waned as he tended to his many plants. And in the quiet of the evenings, the rose felt lonely, longing for the meadow. One evening, as the sky turned shades of pink and gold, the rose gazed at the horizon and thought of the meadow. She missed the cheerful daisies, the swaying dandelions, and the elegant tulips. She missed the laughter of the breeze as it played among the flowers and the harmony of their coexistence. She realized that her beauty had been celebrated, but it was the company of the other flowers that had truly made her happy. The next morning, when the gardener came to water her, the rose mustered her courage and spoke. "Kind gardener," she said softly, "could you take me back to the meadow?" The gardener was surprised. "But you have everything here," he said. "A golden pot, a prime spot in my garden, and admirers who marvel at your beauty." "Yes," the rose replied, "but I miss my friends. The daisies, the dandelions, the tulips. They may not be as grand as I am, but they bring joy and life to the meadow. My beauty feels empty without them." Touched by the rose's sincerity, the gardener agreed. He carefully dug her out of the golden pot and carried her back to the meadow. As soon as he replanted her among her old companions, the rose felt a wave of happiness wash over her. A lesson in humility. The daisies and dandelions welcomed her back with open petals. "We missed you," they said warmly. "And I missed all of you," the rose admitted. "I was wrong to think I was better than you. Each of you has something special that makes this meadow wonderful. Together we create a beauty far greater than mine alone." From that day on, the rose no longer boasted about her looks. She became kind and humble, cherishing the friendship of the other flowers. She learned to appreciate the daisy's cheerfulness, the dandelion's resilience, and the tulip's fleeting but elegant bloom. The meadow thrived, filled with the laughter of the wind, the hum of bees, and the flutter of butterfly wings. The proud rose, now a rose of humility, stood tall not just in her beauty but in her newfound wisdom and kindness. The meadow blooms brighter. As the seasons changed, the meadow became a symbol of harmony and friendship. Visitors who passed by marveled at its beauty, not just because of the proud rose, but because of the unity of all its flowers. And the rose, surrounded by her friends, blossomed more radiantly than ever before. The proud rose had learned an important lesson. True beauty lies not in standing above others but in standing together. And so, the meadow continued to bloom, a testament to the power of humility, friendship, and the joy of sharing life's moments with others.